All right, folks. Another round of applause for our debate team. Was it everything you expected and more?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. All right, so now it's time for the grand finale. Everything good has to end at some point. So to that end, we have a really final performance from the Augmentalist. Give it up.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Now, as promised, the grand finale. I'm going to attempt to make a collective reading of every single person in this room to try and divine the future of AR and VR, seeing as the debate didn't do much in that direction. I've never done this before, and you people are the best bunch of people I could do it with. You've become like friends to me over the past couple of days. So let's get started. I want you all of you, shut your eyes and take a deep breath with me. Come on, I want to hear it. Get that oxygen to your blood. Focus your mind. The signals that I pick up are weaker than brain waves, but strong. Oh, God. Sorry, I just need a moment. Well, that changes everything. I'm going to have to explain to you what I'm about to do. And I think that's got to start with telling you what's really going on here. You all know about motion capture, right? Mocap, Andy Serkis? Well, okay, Andy Serkis moves his legs, his hands, his face, and through the magic of computers, he controls a CG avatar. In contrast, I can't move a muscle. I am paralyzed. And what you're seeing is a virtual avatar. You see, about 3 years ago, when I was working on my neural capture implant, the prototype, I was diagnosed with ALS, motor neuron disease, a sort of collapse of the central nervous system. And but I suddenly realized that I could use my prototype to beat the disease. Now, you all know amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, don't you? Well, yeah, it's like the ice bucket, right? Stephen Hawking? Yeah, okay, well, interesting fact about Stephen Hawking is that when he lost his legs, he used his hand to command his wheelchair. And when that went, he motion captured a tiny muscle in his face. Now, the question is, well, what happens when that goes? Well, I'll show you. This is what I really look like. Now, I don't do this to shock you. No. This is just what happens. Without the communication between the mind and the body, well, things just stop working. The conversation stops, but not for me. You see, with my prototype, I could beat the disease. I mean, typical this Silicon Valley hubris, I grant you, but what did I have to lose? Well, I'll tell you, my legs, my hands, my voice, and crucially, the ability to choose the moment of my own death. Well, bugger that. So, let's take a mixture of brainwave control, an adapted fMRI, a contextual behavioral library applied to a idiosyncratic expressive space of facial deformations, and Bob's your uncle. Well, it is a little bit more complex than that, but life's too short. I augmented myself, and I got a bit more than I bargained for. I'm like that old Greek guy that lost his eyes and got second sight instead. And before you tell me that all supernatural experiences have some sort of boring scientific explanation, let me reassure you, I know better than anyone. You see, these visions started when I stuck a bunch of electrodes in my brain. I started getting messages from my dead Scion 3C, my father's original 1979 Seiko calculator watch, which I broke in 1980. And if the person I was talking to was enough of a Nintendo fan, I'd get sweet nothings from Donkey Kong. I've been living in Crazy Town ever since. So call me crazy, but Today, or 2015, I am unveiling what I think will be the world's first workaround for death itself. My neural capture 2.0 captures something far more subtle than the brain. It captures the soul. See, in 97, we were told to think different. I am telling you now that we can die different, resurrected in a new medium. And that's what I'm presenting you today. New medium 2.0. But guess what, folks? It looks like I'm going to be beta tester number 1. You see that moment just then when I went off the tracks and went, oh, you know, well, that was the last vision that I'll have of the future. I saw the moment of my own death. I am going to die within the next 2 minutes. So, boys and girls, this is the question. Is there any scientific basis to the oldest human, deepest human belief that some part of us lives on when the rest of us goes back to the recycling planet? Well, I think there is. In fact, I'm betting there is, because there's a catch. I have to pull the plug on myself before my natural death, or it won't work. So yeah, you've guessed it. Drum roll, please. Hands up. Who wants to see me commit proactive suicide? Well, hands up then. Come on, that's not something you get your normal convention, is it? Well, at the very worst, it's a zero sum, right? And I'm a gunner either way. But if I don't pull the plug, I just go. And you will never know. Hey, but perhaps I'll send you a tweet from the other side. Any hands? No, I don't need your hands. I suppose I know. Well, 20 seconds then. Oh, look, there's a bright light. Oh, no, that's the projector. That's just me. It's gallows humor. I'm a little bit nervous. No, actually, I'm not just nervous. I'm downright scared. I need some help. Will you please give me some help? Will you help me count down from 10? Would you do that for me? Please, all together. I need this. You ready with me? 10, 9, thanks. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Please welcome to the stage Pascal and Alison Humphrey.
You have to make it really short.
Hi, I know it's the end of the conference, so I'll be very brief. My name is Pascal Langdale. I am an actor, a writer, a producer, and a specialist in facial capture performance. I first got into this as a result of a game called Heavy Rain. Back in those days, animation meant that I was like a scaffold. I was a mannequin. To make the character really live, you needed the skills of a highly skilled crew of animators. I bumped into these guys called Dynamixyz, whose technology I'm using now, at GDC about 4 years ago. And I saw raw animation, that is untouched by animators, that captured every twitch and idiosyncrasy, the chaos that a human really actually generates. And there's a fundamental difference between animators and actors. Animators have an objective understanding of behavior. And at its best, it is extraordinary, and I do not diminish any of that, by also saying that actors have a subjective experience of behavior. And I realized when I saw that technology that in the future, my place as an actor was to be able to add to the collaboration, to be able to deliver something more, to give to the animator all that chaos of the experience that I went through and let them continue the work. Then with real-time has got to the point where it's good enough that you get an immersive experience, that you can suspend your disbelief. And so I worked with Alison on something called Faster Than Light, which was a proof of concept to prove that live theater and live real-time animation is an ideal hybrid with a great future.
So that's the how of live augmented performance. Just a couple of words about the why. This is now our third project working with augmenting the reality of live theater with real-time animation. First one was Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream at York University in 2013. The second one was Faster Than Light, in which this same character that you saw on the screen actually played a spaceman in the world's first Faster Than Light spaceship trying to outrace his own death. But the problem that we had was we were working with the coolest technology on Earth, but we hadn't figured out why. Why does this story need to be told that way? Why can't we just put a video camera on Pascal's face, like Robert Downey Jr., and put the HUD around him and live feed a video feed? When we started writing, we didn't have the answer to that. It was keeping us up nights. We kept writing. We still were not satisfied with any of the answers. It took us months and months of being unsatisfied when we finally realized the main point of the story is that this character with ALS cannot move, which is a beautiful poetic irony in a motion capture play. No brain control of the muscles means no movement. So what if he had actually hacked motion capture system with brain-computer interface to control an avatar? And, even better, what if the audience didn't know they were watching an avatar until the very end? Because theater, the most important kind of and longest technology of all, as has been said in this debate, is the imagination. Oberon in A Midsummer Night's Dream comes out on stage, says, "I am invisible." The audience says, "Okay." And we've just saved $1 million in special effects, right? So they will roll with it. They're an active collaborator just as much as the animator is collaborating with the actor. So when we revealed at the play's climax that it wasn't just the actor using motion capture, but the character was too, we jumped the tracks. We told the audience that we understand that the most important reality augmenting technology in this room isn't our hardware, it is your collaborative imagination. Thank you very much.
Okay, so